Hi everybody, I thought it would be nice to share a story because story time is a nice escape from reality, or a lovely way to talk about reality in a way that is symbolic or metaphoric and hopefully in some ways uplifting. And this particular story is about a message that came through from Spirit in some channeled writing in a session the other day, and I wanted to share it because I thought it was quite lovely. To give as well some foundation of why I'm inspired to share this story, in my meditation the other day, I was remembering how Spirit had told me late last year and early this year that many souls, many people this year are going to be leaving Earth, dying basically. And I don't mean to sound morbid or create any fear or worry. And this wasn't just about, I didn't know that, obviously no one knew there was going to be a virus, a pandemic, and that whole situation, but it was expanding outwardly beyond that. So again, not to sound too morbid or anything like that, depending on what your relationship with death is like, but they had said to me late last year and early this year that many souls will be leaving the planet this year. And they soothed me and let me know, reminding me that it's their time, it's divine timing, and there's lots of different reasons about it, and lots of different reasons why different particular groups of souls are leaving now. Some it's because it's their time, some because they have other jobs that they're ready and keen to get on with, some they feel like they can help Earth and the people on Earth in a more specific and focused and powerful way from a different vantage point than what their consciousness being focused into that human body would then afford. But anyway, that's a whole other topic. We can get into that another time. But the thing around it was, when I was sort of asking them, well, how were they feeling about having left this sort of group of souls? And they showed me this beautiful image of some people that are re-emerging back into source, back into spirit at this time. And the image, the symbol, the metaphor was, you know, when you're at a festival with friends, you're at a music festival or a concert, and you might go into the mosh pit, or you might go into the bit at the front where it's quite hectic and chaotic and crazy, and it's fun and it's wild, and sometimes you get a little bit hurt or trampled even, but as a willing participant, you kind of laugh about it once you're out of there. And so once you sort of find yourself propelled, or you jump out or leap out of the mosh pit, you sort of fall into the arms of your friends, and you're all laughing, and you might be covered in mud, you might be covered in goop, you might even have a bit of a bleed, but you're kind of laughing about it like, oh my God, that was crazy. And this was kind of the image that was shown to me of some of the souls that are re-emerging back into spirit, in the sense that they're like, wow, that was crazy, wild, fun. I got a bit hurt there. But they're falling back into the arms of their loved ones and laughing about it. And I don't mean to take away any gravity or, you know, heaviness or validity of the traumas that we face in life. I'm not making light of that on this earthly realm, but from the soul perspective, you know, I think many of us know now, and if you're watching this, I'm sure you resonate with the phrase that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, not human beings having a spiritual aspect. You know, it's the other way around. So the thing that came through in the channeled writing this week that I thought was so lovely is that it was, you know, again, not taking anything away from the difficulties of life and how potent and raw and real they are when you're in it. But life is like a movie. It's been said, it's been felt, and it's been conveyed to me from spirit as well that, you know, linear time exists here, but it doesn't exist in the spirit realm. And so our physical human life, when you live a long, good life, even that long life of living to nearly 100 or whatever, can seem in spiritual terms of time about 12 seconds. Not very long at all from our eternal selves perspective. And it's like, in many ways, it's like a movie. You come in and you play this role, this character, this person, this identity, this personality, this ego, this beautiful blend of soul and spirit and mind and consciousness and personality and ego and all these incredible things that create an individual human that's like a universe unto themselves. And so we step forward and we have this experience, and it's very real. It's very much something to be honored and treasured and relished and savored, hopefully, and hopefully enjoyed in whatever way we can, depending on our circumstances. But it is not really real. It's not our true identity. Our broadest self, our multidimensional self, is much, much broader. So, you know, what makes a good movie, what makes a good life, what makes a good movie, when you go see a movie and you come out and you're like, oh my God, that was amazing. I cried, I laughed, I fell in love with some of the characters, and then some of them died and I cried again, but then it was funny, and then there was tragedy, and then there was victory, and then there was drama and excitement and suspense, and then I felt really tense in my whole body and I felt scared, but then this happened and I laughed, and then I cried with joy, you know, and oh my gosh, it was a great movie. It's like these are the films that move you. You come out and it's like, that really moved me and affected me. In fact, it even changed my perspective to some extent. It sort of evolved me into this new perspective which I didn't have before, or a new appreciation of these certain people or peoples that I didn't necessarily appreciate or really see before, or, you know, whatever it might be. It's an expanded awareness, and that is an award-winning film, right? And the award-winning films that are a rich experience include all of that richness, the highs, the lows, the tragedy, the triumph, all these things. And this is our life as well in many ways. From a spiritual perspective, this is but an experience, roles that we play. And when we let go of this role, this identity, and we re-emerge back into our true nature and oneness, and we fall into the arms of our loved ones, and we laugh about the characters that we played, and we laughed about all the things, what happened, and how intense and real and vivid it all seemed. When really, you know, in my peak experiences, my out-of-body experiences, I haven't had any death experience per se, but things that are similar to that. And in those experiences, I've realized the vividness of our spiritual home that makes this place here, this life, feel like a dream. This place feels like the hazy dream, the reality that may or may not be true. Over there, the colors are more real. In spirit, the colors are so much more vivid and vast, and millions upon millions of colors that we don't even have here, and so much, just so real. I'd love to hear about your peak experiences, out-of-body experiences, near-death experiences, spiritual experiences, whatever it is. Those experiences that cannot really be explained or conveyed fully with words. They're ineffable, but nonetheless, you knew in your heart, in your soul, in every cell of your being that it was real, but it was a different reality to our day-to-day consciousness. I'd love to hear your stories. So anyway, I hope you've got something out of this today, or found it interesting in some way, freeing and reminding of the broader perspective in some way, because life can be very challenging and of course very beautiful, and we can just treat it with respect, of course, but also without forgetting that this is not the entirety of your being and your eternal spiritual experience. This is like a 12-second blink of an eye moment. So embrace it, breathe it, live it, love all of it as best you can. And I hope you find peace and joy in your heart, your mind, your life today and all the days that you live. Lots of love. Bye-bye.